Good morning, all of you. Welcome to this tax classes for CS professional. I heartiest congratulate you for clearing CS executive level, and now it's the time to shift the gear and be at CS professional level. So you have to accumulate and you have to use your experience of CS executive level and now apply it at the professional level. I am your tax faculty. My name is CA Pratik Neve. I have been teaching tax from last about 11 years. So, and from the day one, I have been teaching taxes and especially for CS professional level. Okay, so if you have fear about numbers, etc., now slowly, steadily in our sessions of 150 hours for the tax, I will see to it that you are left with no fear for tax and rather you start liking this subject. That is my promise. Yes, the tax classes as discussed with you will be in morning 7 to 9. Sir, why morning timings? Point is very simple, that your body, your mind should get conditioning of waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning. The mind is fresh at that time and you should make most of it. That is the logic behind keeping classes at morning 7 o'clock. Okay, so slowly, steadily you will understand importance of this. Okay, how it helps you to learn and start learning process in the morning. Very good. So now let us begin with understanding the details of this batch. So this batch, as you can see, has started today, that is 28th October, and will go on till 15th Feb. So it's a long 3.5 months batch. Okay. Why, sir, 3.5 months? You will understand slowly, steadily as I tell you the syllabus. Syllabus is quite vast, isn't it? What do you think, all of you? Isn't syllabus of tax vast? Just let me know in the chat window. Of course, syllabus is vast. It has GST, customs, income tax, international tax. Correct? So we have to tackle with all these 4 things. So we are going to need that much time. The batch will go for 110 days. Okay. Weekends, etc. If I subtract, it will be 20 days. So effective days which we are getting in this batch is 90 days. Isn't it? Effectively, we are getting 90 days and we are getting 2 hours daily. So total hours of the batch, if you consider, then it is 180. Isn't it? 180 long hours we have. So yes, they are required for doing tax at this CS professional level. Clear, all of you? Any doubt that the batch will be of long 180 hours? Yes. You will not even understand, how these 2 hours are spent, because a lot of numericals involved. No? So you will be totally involved in those numbers, okay, and in those provisions. Okay, pay attention. So of course Sundays will be off. We have already subtracted the weekend days, so don't worry, Sundays will be off. So effectively we are getting 90 days, 2 hours daily, we are getting 180 hours. Okay, then this is online live batch, obviously online live batch on Zoom with daily recordings being provided. Yes or no? So if in case Ketki misses batch, Ketki suppose misses tomorrow's batch for some reason, then does she have to worry? No. There is no need to worry. She is going to get the recording. Okay. Suppose Gargi attends the batch each and every day without missing it for a single day. Is she still going to get the recording? What do you think? Answer is of course yes. You are going to by default get recordings. Correct? By default you get access to the online live, and by default you get recordings on day-to-day basis. For example, 20th October 21's recording will be given on 29 October, 29th recording will be given on 30, so on and so forth. Okay, mostly 28 October's recording will be given on 28 October only, but on a safe side we are saying 29. Correct? In short, all the recordings you will be having till 15th Feb, the whole recorded batch will be with you automatically, isn't it? So what my request is, those who want to take purely recorded batch, they can take immediately. They can take immediately also. No need to wait till 15th Feb. Why? Because of course, as we are studying, as we are covering the syllabus in the class, on day-to-day basis you can cover it. We have the facility of giving you this batch on the what? Google Drive, isn't it? So there is no need of pen drive as such. This daily recordings can be given on the Google Drive, isn't it? Chalo, fantastic. So I hope you have no doubt on this. And of course, if you have any doubt on this, anytime you can contact us on this number. Okay, personally, I'll be counseling you. I'll be solving your doubt. Isn't it? Is the point very clear to all of you? So now let us slowly, steadily go towards tax. Okay, go towards your syllabus and see what happens. Always I put up like this in the Excel sheet, session 1. So this way you are going to have 90 sessions. Okay, and this Excel sheet you will get this Excel sheet. That is the best news. So you can, if you have missed anything, writing anything, you can take it down afterwards. Okay, sir, do I have to maintain notebook for tax? What do you think, students? Do you have to maintain notebook for tax? Few things I am clarifying today only, huh? 110% you have to maintain notebook. A proper, take the fattest notebook. It is a lot of pages, lot of things we are going to write. Okay. So methodology of teaching is, if we have to learn particular provision, then what I do, I will first give you examples of that provision. Listen to what I am saying. Okay. You know, I am not starting directly with the topic, but I am not. Yes, so one of the student is asking whether it should be ruled notebook or the blank pages, right? So if it is ruled notebook, it is better. That's what I would say. Listen to me carefully. I am not directly starting with tax, GST, but I am just giving you an example, okay? Because you have learnt GST, I want to tell you, with the help of that GST, that how our methodology of learning is going to be. Okay. So if I tell you that I am giving you coaching services, so what is coaching? It's a service. Against that service, I have charged fees. Yes or no? It's a coaching service. Against that service, I have charged fees. Okay. So, who is the beneficiary of coaching service? My question is very simple. Who is getting the coaching service? Students are getting the coaching service? Yes, fantastic. Students are getting the coaching service. So, there is a consumption, there is a supply. In this case, this supply attracts GST. This supply attracts goods and services tax. Got the point? So my methodology of teaching will be, I will give you some practical example. Okay, just like a friend, I will give you one example. Then I will tell you why this example was given, which provision is applicable. I will take you through that act's wordings. So those notes I am going to give you, I will take you through the wordings of the act. Okay. Then I will give you its analysis in writing. and then we will solve numerical and past years questions on those, isn't it, and close that particular provision. Did you understand the sequence of learning? A very simple example which you always see, that example, from that example going towards provision, from provision going to the bare act, the wordings of the act, what exactly said in the act, okay, from that going towards a detailed analysis and then solving past exam questions. That is how the methodology of learning tax is going to be. Okay, so if there are 1,000 provisions that you have to learn, each of the 1,000 provision will be learnt in this fashion. Okay, now let us go ahead and discuss what our syllabus is. Okay, syllabus for CS professional tax. Yes friends, so you have goods and services tax. You have goods and services tax, let me call it as GST. You have customs, okay, you have income tax, and one sub part of income tax is international tax. This, let's see the weightages. GST is for 60 marks fixed, customs is for 10 marks, income tax is for 20 marks approximately, international tax is for 10 marks. Check whether the total you are getting is 100. Did you understand the weightages? Yes, fantastic. Let us now, so you need not write these things immediately, that's absolutely fine. Let us try to now distinguish between direct tax and indirect tax. Okay, slowly we will build up on this knowledge. Direct tax and indirect tax. I know you have done at executive level, but yes, we should connect, we should be on the same page of the understanding. That's why again listen to this from me, that what exactly is the difference between direct tax and indirect tax. First of all, tax. Why tax? Anyone wants to tell me in the chat window? Okay, your expression in the chat window may not be, full of sentences. Even if you write words, I will guess that what you want to say. Yes, so if I ask you why tax? Okay, it is revenue to the government, very good. So it is one of the source of revenue to the government. Perfect. Tax is a source of revenue to the government. Aren't we using facilities provided by government? Yes, no? Yes, we are using facilities provided by government. Infrastructure. Yes. So tax becomes absolutely correct. Tax is a compulsory payment for the benefits. It is not voluntary. Tax is a mandatory payment, okay, that is made to the government. Okay. Now there are two types of taxes, direct and indirect. So what could be the differentiation between direct tax and indirect tax? First, if we can understand that what are the examples of direct tax and indirect tax? Example of direct tax is income tax, and indirect tax is GST, customs, VAT, excise. Yes or no? Okay. Mind you, VAT and excise still exists in limited goods. It still exists. So I am still writing the VAT and excise. Okay. So what is the basic feature of direct tax? The basic feature of direct tax is that it is levied and collected from the same person. Okay, it is levied and collected from the same person, that is direct tax. Its levy and burden is on the same person. It is called as direct tax. Okay, so example, Mr. P earns business income of rupees 25 lakhs. Okay, from his income, some part he is supposed to pay to the government as income tax. Did you understand? So higher the income, higher will be this tax. Yes, sorry, I did not. Yes, slabs, absolutely correct. Okay, and what is, so basically direct tax, it is based on income. Yes or no? It is based on income. Indirect tax, mind you, indirect tax, it's levy and collection, or you can say it's burden. Okay, its levy and collection is from different persons. Okay, the burden is shifted. On whom the burden is shifted? The burden is shifted on the consumer. Did you get the point? Burden of indirect tax is on the consumer, but from whom it is collected? It is collected from the supplier, but its burden is on the consumer. All these things we are going to see slowly and steadily. Okay, as we go ahead, understand. Example, listen up, what happens. Example, Mr. P renders service of rupees 1 lakh to his client. Now what I want to ask you is, who is enjoying the service? Who is enjoying the service? Who is consuming the service? Mr. P or client? Client of Mr. P. So burden of tax should be on whom? Burden of tax should be on whom? The burden of tax should be on client. But client will not go to the government and pay. Who is supposed to go to the government and pay? It is Mr. P who is supposed to go to the government and pay. Did you understand? So Mr. P renders service of 1 lakh to his client. Here Mr. P will charge GST, say at 18% of rupees 1 lakh, that is rupees 18,000, isn't it? That is rupees 18,000 to his client, Therefore, client will pay GST of rupees 18,000 to Mr. P, and Mr. P will pay it to the what? Government. So can I say levy and burden is on two different persons? Its levy and burden is on two different persons. So that exactly is the feature of an indirect tax. That's why it is called as indirect tax. Did you understand why it is called as indirect tax? It is collected from consumer indirectly. Yes or no? It is collected from consumer indirectly. Did you all get it? Did you all get the point? Fantastic. So can I say it is based on consumption? It is based on consumption. Yes, no? Income tax is based on income. Any indirect tax is based on consumption. You will say how it is based on consumption. Okay, let me ask you a few basic questions. In the COVID times, or rather till now, the theater were shut down. Yes or no? So none of us went to the movies. So government lost the opportunity of collecting tax on movie tickets for last 2 years. If we do not go to the movie, we will not purchase the movie ticket. If we don't purchase the movie ticket, there is no question of paying GST. Did you get it? Because consumption was not there, there was loss of tax. Because this tax is based on consumption. Higher the consumption in the economy of goods and services, higher will be this tax. Is the point clear to all of you? Fantastic, fantastic. Now listen to me carefully what I am saying. Understand carefully. So can we go a bit in depth in GST? Can we go a bit in depth in GST? Because in our batch, first we will do GST. In our batch, first we are going to complete GST, then customs, then income tax, then international tax. So I would take this opportunity to start going in depth of GST. Yes? No? Can I? Okay. So listen to me carefully now. You know it stands for goods and services tax. Okay. Second, you know it is an indirect tax. Correct? Clear? You know why it is an indirect tax. Okay. Now listen to me carefully. It is consumption based tax. Yes or no? All these points are proved. It is consumption based tax. Okay, now comes the very important point. Mind you, it is based on dual model. It is based on dual model. What is the meaning of dual model? Okay, if I want to tell you one thing, okay, income tax is a revenue of central government, but indirect tax is revenue of central as well as state governments. Yes, so when I am saying GST follows a dual model, it means that 50% of revenue of GST belongs to central government. Getting it? 50% of revenue of GST belongs to central government and balance 50% belongs to, yes friends, balance 50% belongs to state government. Which state? Which state? That state where consumption has taken place. Is it clear? That state where consumption has taken place. So, suppose Mr. X is visiting a restaurant. Mr. X is visiting a restaurant which is in Karnataka. Okay, Mr. X is visiting a restaurant which is in Karnataka. Now that restaurant gives him bill of say 1000 rupees plus 5% GST. That is 50 rupees GST. Because on restaurant the GST rate is 5%. So they will give you bill of 2.5% CGST and 2.5% SGST of Karnataka government. Karnataka's SGST. Did you understand? Fantastic. So 25 rupees will be revenue of central government, 25 rupees will be revenue of state government. Did you understand? Which state government? State government of Karnataka in this example, because the consumption was taking place in Karnataka. Yes. So it is based on dual model. Okay, so what do I mean by dual model? 50% of the revenue is of central government and balance 50% is of the state government, where consumption has taken place. Is it clear to all of you? Where consumption has taken place. Yes, very good. Of the goods and or services. Now, so GST, it is destination based tax. It is destination based tax. Yes or no? Yes, someone was saying here that, yes, Pratiksha is saying it is destination based tax. Yes, destination based tax means what? Where you consume particular goods or particular service matters. The place of consumption of particular goods or service matters. Did you understand meaning of destination based tax? Okay, let me give you few examples for this. See if you understand them. Let me give you few examples for this. Example number 1. Listen carefully what I am telling you. GST is destination based tax, but I am telling you this is a feature of any indirect tax. Any indirect tax is destination based, consumption based. Any indirect tax is destination based, consumption based. Okay? Means what? Say I travel to Dubai. Where did I go? I go to Dubai, UAE. Actually, UAE is the name of the nation. Dubai is a state in that. Till now, example is clear. I travel to UAE. In UAE, I go to Dubai. I have heard that Dubai is famous for gold, quality of gold. So, I purchase gold of say 1 lakh rupees. Now, my question to you is very simple. They will charge me Indian GST or Dubai VAT? They will charge me Indian GST or Dubai VAT. What do you think? Fantastic. They will charge me Dubai VAT. Why? Point is, where have I purchased this gold? I have purchased this gold in Dubai. So they will charge me Dubai VAT. Destination based. Absolutely correct. Say this Dubai VAT on gold is 5%. So how much do I end up paying to the shopkeeper? How much do I end up paying to the shopkeeper? 1,05,000. Accepted? Gold of 1 lakh plus 5,000 Dubai VAT. Now listen carefully. You will further understand the meaning of destination based tax. Okay, listen to this carefully. Now I am on the Dubai airport and I am going to now travel back to India. I have that gold in my bag. I have that gold in my bag. I am going to get it back in India. So tell me, what is the place of ultimate consumption of that gold or gold jewelry? India. Accepted? But I have already paid tax in Dubai. Listen to me carefully. Dubai government will give me refund of this taxes paid in Dubai. It is really like that. Is the point clear to you? Dubai government will give me refund of those taxes paid. It is really like that. I have actually done this transaction, so I am telling you so confidently. And Indian government is ready now to charge customs duty. But let's not go into depth of that. Okay, some amount of gold you get is not taxable. Getting it? But usually then Indian government will charge import duty. That is customs duty on imported goods. Clear? So right now is the point that any indirect tax is destination based. Is that point clear to you? That is important. So it is destination based tax. Fantastic. My next question to you is, I also stayed in hotel in Dubai. When I was in Dubai for say 7 days, I stayed in a hotel in Dubai as a tourist. So that hotel has given me service of accommodation. Yes. Would they also have charged Dubai VAT? Yes. My important question is, will I get refund of this Dubai VAT which is paid on hotel charges? No. You all confidently saying no, and it is correct answer. Why no? Consumption of that hotel service has taken place in Dubai itself. Absolutely. So there is no question of refund in that case. Yes, absolutely correct, Ishwari. Consumption is in Dubai itself. So did you understand till this point that GST is destination based, consumption based, indirect tax, which follows a dual model? All these things till this point are very clear to you? Fantastic. You will say, sir, are basics so important? Yes, my dear friends, it is basics only from which a provision is built up. Okay? If you understand basic, and you put 7-8 basics together, that makes the provision, which normal students feel, oh, from where it is derived. Now mostly it is derived from basics only. Okay, so we have to be very alert in learning the basics. Is it okay till now? Can we go ahead? Yes. And see, person to person it can change whether you want to immediately take down these points or whether you want to nicely listen and afterwards take down the points. Now, is there option for taking down the points and writing it in the notebook? Mind you, there is no option for that. Where I have given you the option? I have given you the option whether you want to complete notebook along with class or whether you want to complete it afterwards. Did you get the point? There is no second opinion whether you will write this in notebook or not. You have to write in notebook. When is your lookout? Okay, you all are above 18. That much decision I leave on you. But let me tell you one thing honestly and sincerely on day one only. Just example, if 5 days of class are over, you may expect a call from me on any given day. Dangerous, na? For example, today's date is 28 October. And then we took class on 28, we took class on 29. And then on 2nd November, I thought let us evaluate how the batch is going on, what students are exactly doing. So I have everyone's number saved on my mobile. So I will give a call, for example, to Shweta. Just example, I'll give a call to Shweta. I'll ask Shweta, do you have any doubts? Suppose she says no. Then I will tell I have some doubts and I will cross question her. I may also ask her to send me the photos of notebook. Getting the point? You don't have to be fearful of this, but these are some unique techniques which we apply in the class so that you have some accountability. Getting the point? It's not that, one day you do the class, one day you don't do the class, one day you write in the notebook, one day you say it is easy, let me not write in the notebook. It is not like that. There has to be consistency. If there is consistency till 15th Feb 22, I promise you the results will be above 60 marks in your exams of tax. Above 60 marks, I guarantee. Isn't it? You go to doctor prescribes you medicine. If you don't take medicine, can you get well? Absolutely. If you join gym but don't go to gym, can you get in shape? You got my point. You got my point. You have joined class now. 50% of the task is done, but rest of the 50% you have to do. Isn't it? You have taken one good step. But what about further things? You have to follow it up properly and do it in a perfect manner in which I am telling. Correct? Have that faith on me. That's what I am telling you. Till now, more than 1,000 students have cleared CS learning tax from me. I am not telling this as a matter of, boosting myself, but I am telling this to boost you, to give you the confidence. Okay, so each time when we have results, more than 80 students, you can easily say, are those who get success in the module of tax. Getting it? And majority of them get 55 plus marks. I'm very happy to tell you that. Majority of them get 55 plus marks. Okay, so of course, trust this process. You will also be one of them who will get more than exemption marks and will be happy about, learning tax in systematic way. Okay, now we will see typical chain in GST. What is typical chain in GST? Understand. Okay, understand carefully. There is manufacturer of goods. Okay, today I am not going to talk about any section number and all. I am just going to give you general idea. There is manufacturer of goods. Let us call him as A. There is wholesaler of the goods. Let us call him as B. There is retailer of goods. Let us call him as C. And there is end consumer. Let us call him as D. This is a typical chain in GST. A sells the goods to B sells the goods to C sells the goods to D. Is this chain clear? When we go through this chain, we are going to understand many facts and factors in depth about GST. So all this effort is to know the features of GST. Okay, manufacturer sells to wholesaler, wholesaler sells to retailer, retailer sells to consumer. Can any one of you confidently tell me that the entire GST burden will be on whom in this chain? Entire GST burden, fantastic, it will be on D. I mean, this batch is already prepared. At first of all, you joined at 7 o'clock in the morning. Then you are replying so fantastically. Touch wood, I know it will continue. Very good. Yes, entire burden will be on end consumer. Who are these three? These three in GST we call as suppliers. Accepted? These three in GST we call as suppliers. Assume a typical chain in GST with all assumptions or illustration. Okay. So whatever figures, we are assuming them. Cost of manufacturing is 1000. He wants to earn a profit of say 200. So what is selling price? 1200. Say GST on this at 18%. So what is GST at 18%? Acha, check. Is it 216? Check, I am getting 216. One thing compulsory, all of you sit with calculators. I told you notebook, but notebook, calculator, proper pen, pencil, scale. These are the ingredients. And of course, a sharp brain and witty presence of mind. Everything we want. So GST 216. So may I know what is invoice price of these goods? Is the invoice price 1416 rupees? Yes. Fantastic. Now, may I know what is net GST payable to the government? Now, net GST payable to the government will be output tax. Output tax means GST on sale, outward supply. It is 216 less input tax credit. Okay, less input tax credit. Input tax credit means GST on purchase. There is no GST on purchase in this case. So what is net GST payable? Can you tell me what is net GST payable? 216. Fantastic. Listen now. Listen to me carefully. Wholesaler is purchasing these goods. Yes or no? For wholesaler, the cost of the goods. Can anyone tell me for wholesaler what is the purchase cost of the goods? Okay, 1416. Fantastic. But for 1 second, will you have faith on me if I tell you that for wholesaler the purchase cost is 1200? Yes, no? Will you have faith on me if I tell you purchase cost is 1200? Because I want excluding GST. I'll tell you logic. Why excluding GST? In 2 minutes, I'll tell you logic. Yes, very good, Ketki. You have realized some point. Good. You can keep yourself expressing like this in the chat window, you know. Why I'm telling you? Because if you would have been in front of me, how you would have expressed yourself. That way, if you express in chat window, I'll be more than happy, you know. Okay. Because you imagine otherwise that I am alone here in the studio, just imagining that you would be understanding the things. Yes, that emojis also you can use, very effective. Okay, so purchase cost excluding GST is 1200. Suppose he wants to earn profit. Okay, other costs are there plus profit. This which he wants is 300. So selling price is now 1500. Accepted? Yes. What will be GST at 18%? GST at 18% will be 270. So what will be invoice price? Invoice price will be 1770. Is it clear to you till this point? Now calculate net GST payable. Net GST payable will be 270 rupees, which is collecting. My dear friends, from whom he is collecting 270? From whom he is collecting 270? From a retailer. Fantastic. But how much has he paid at earlier stage? Earlier stage he has paid 216. So what will be net GST payable? You already have given me the answer. It will be 54. Now is it clear to you what is happening? When I asked you what is the purchase price for wholesaler, you all told me 1416. But I asked you to take his net purchase cost as 1200. Why I asked you to take net purchase cost as 1200? Because even though I am collecting GST of 270 from retailer, I will not pay 270 to government. I will pay only 54 to government. Of 216, I can claim that 216 is my asset. So I can claim it's something called as input tax credit. Fantastic. My dear friends, what is the purchase cost excluding GST for the retailer? 1500. What, suppose other costs and profit he wants to earn is 100. So his selling price will be 1600. So GST will be 288. Check all these calculations. And 1888 will be the invoice price. Accepted. Output tax here is 288. Input tax credit means how much has he paid at the earlier stage? 270, and 18 is the net GST payable. Accepted? This thing is what is happening for C. Do you accept that? So my dear friends, I want to ask to you that for this end consumer, what is the purchase price or what is the invoice price, or you can say MRP inclusive of taxes? Very good. It is 1888, isn't it? In short, can I say rupees 1600 is paid towards goods and rupees 288 towards GST? Accepted? Can we check what is total GST collected by government? What is total GST collected by government? 216 plus 54 plus 18. Is it also 288? Magic. Did you understand what happened? What consumer paid is exactly, means what was the burden on the consumer is exactly what is collected by the government. But government collected it not from consumer, it collected it from various suppliers. Please let me know in the chat window whether concept is very clear to all of you. This thing tells you that GST is consumption based tax. GST is indirect tax. Okay, I am quite sure that after every concept you will get a good satisfaction that I made a right decision of approaching Pratik sir. Why I am telling you is because I am quite sure that some of your friends might have referred you to me. And not only one friend, 2 to 3 friends would have told you that for CS professional go to Pratik sir. For CS professional go to Pratik sir. Isn't it? I am quite sure. Even 1-2 times you might have got diverted, but then again someone else also would have told you that yes, you joined sir only. Then you made a decision. Because, see, what happens, I'll tell you. I have taken only and only this subject and I am trying to master it for last 11 years. Okay, this subject plus students' mentality. Both things I am trying to master from last 11 years. Getting the point? So, and of course, I analyze all the past papers also. So, of course, how to convey particular thing in tax, I get that sixth sense. Okay, I get that sixth sense. And I will tell you what happens indirectly. What happens indirectly or what happens subconsciously, I will tell you. The methodology by which we study tax, listen to me carefully. Huh? The methodology by which we study tax, that methodology helps you to study other subjects also. You will observe this as the class progresses. Indirectly, you will study your other subjects in same way, and that will become your formula for success. Getting it? You will observe it slowly, steadily as the batch progresses. Every subject you will try to study in this way in depth, and maybe many of the main things you will try studying by writing, and that will start showing the confidence and the results. Correct? This is all what subconsciously happens, and no, this is nothing great in that. This is what all or majority of the past batch students have told me, that studying this subject incorporates a different approach in us. Okay, so that's what I want. That's what I want. So yes, some of the students said, I mean, it's a general feedback, huh? Don't take it personally. Some of the students said, one, see, I don't talk much about this, but some of the students said that, I mean, this is common, huh? They will compare fees of tax maybe with other faculties' fees for tax. Getting the point? So you might get somewhere else tax for maybe 4,000, 6,000. I'm not saying no. How much are we charging? We are charging 8,000. But we know for what we are charging 8,000. Correct? Getting it? Because there is a personal involvement in every student's progress. You will now slowly, steadily start understanding it as we go ahead with the batch. That's why, of course, we charge some premium. I'm not saying no. Mercedes-Benz comes with its own price tag. BMW comes with its own price tag. Getting it? So yes, you will get all expertise in this subject. I promise you that. Okay. And best point is, you will not feel that something burdensome is done, but you would have done a lot of things. That is the main point. Chalo, let's, yes, Kirti is aware of that. She did executive level tax with me. Yes, fantastic. Chalo, let's go ahead. Now, so you understood GST is destination based, consumption based, indirect tax. It is proved now with the help of this typical chain. Any doubts you have till now, please let me know in the chat window. GST follows dual model that you understood. You understood basics that of between direct tax, indirect tax. Yes, fantastic. Well done. Good going. Listen carefully. If any day I forget to send you Excel sheet, you remind me on the WhatsApp group that sir send the Excel sheet. So I'll immediately keep on sending you the Excel sheet. Main thing in the class is going to be your notebook. What if I tell you that by end of the batch, you will have 600 to 700 pages of notebook? So is it really? Yes. Really? How? 90 sessions are there, na? In each session, even if I make you write 10 pages, in 2 hours to, so not 10, 8 pages, if we solve big questions, at least 8 pages will be filled. I mean, anything is not there on the quantum of pages, but I'm just telling you that what type of book we are going to build. So even if 8 pages we do daily, each session, then check 19 to 8, 720. Easily this type of notebook you will have. So sir, how do we revise the subject? Exactly. When you have created the notebook, 80% of the task is done in the class itself. I am not saying don't open the book at home. You will open, but 80% of the task would be done in the class itself. Correct? And one day before the exam, just read the highlighted points in the notebook. That should be sufficient. That doesn't mean I am not going to give you notes. I am going to give you soft copy of notes. So the sequence, or you can say preference, sequence or preference or importance, whatever you call it, of notes will be in this pattern. First important will be your notebook maintained in class from the Excel sheets. Clear? Second will be the soft copy of notes. And third, this soft copy of notes you get printed yourself to the extent you want. To the extent you want, that choice I give you. And third will be Taxman Cracker, that is question answer book containing previous year CA, CS and CMA questions from intermediate and final level. Did you understand? This Taxman Cracker I have only authored. So this is going to be sequence. After doing so many things, you will succeed. For 100% you will succeed. And fourth, one student has taken initiative of doing all the tables and charts which I dictated in the class. So that tables and charts for subject analysis. Isn't it? So this Taxman Cracker is for extra questions. Soft copy notes will solve questions from that. We'll read bare act from that. Notebook will maintain in the class. And tables and charts you also try to make. I will also, give you inputs. Chalo, did you understand till this point? Shall we go ahead? Something I would like to tell you which you may not have at all understood at executive level. Okay? Do you know what is taxable event in GST? Yes, friends. What is the taxable event in GST? Supply? Very good. Sir, we knew this, of course. I also know you know this. Supply. Correct. Yes, you can say supply of goods and or services. But taxable event is supply. My simple question to you is on intrastate supply. There will be with GST. There will be charge of what? On intrastate supply, there will be charge of with GST. Acha. Some are saying CGST, some are saying SGST. It will be CGST plus SGST. Yes or no? There will be CGST plus SGST. Okay. Say rate of GST on hotel services is 5%. Then 2.5% will be CGST and 2.5% will be SGST of that state where supply has taken place. Accepted? Yes, no? Okay, now listen to me carefully. What I am saying. On intrastate supply, within union territory, what will you have? On intrastate supply within union territory, what will you have? There will be, mind you, CGST plus UTGST. SGST will get replaced by UTGST. Is it clear to all of you? Say Mr. A of Chandigarh, which is union territory, purchases clothes of rupees 10,000 plus 18% GST from a shop in Chandigarh. Then what will be the GST? Then GST shall be as follows. Can you tell me? Then GST shall be as follows. 1. CGST at the rate of 9%, 900. And what? UTGST at the rate of 9%, 900. Total GST 1800. Did you all understand? Please tell me. Yes, fantastic. And I'm so happy that till now other students are thinking, those who cleared executive, which class to join. Then we will see after Diwali whether to join the class or not. Correct? Or we will, let's see, give one module if possible, two module if possible. Which module to give they don't know. But I'm so happy about all of you that you all have taken the decision. Correct? You all have clearly thought that yes, this is what we want to do. And you are on the right path. Okay, and in time you have started. I'm very happy about that. So I really congratulate you on that decision. If any of your friend is struggling to take that decision, ask him to watch our video. Which video? That video we had analyzed, how to take decision, how many modules to give. Okay, so please ask him or her to watch that video. If they are still confused about where to join tax, and if you are convinced you are at the right place, ask them to watch these demo videos also. Okay, I am really telling you this from bottom of my heart, because what happens afterwards, if they get stuck in tax, then unnecessarily those 6-8 months are wasted, and unnecessarily that phobia develops. So we don't want that students to develop that phobia. Correct? We want them to be as comfortable as possible. Okay, please understand these things, because many times what happens is, after the exam, after the results, the student who has not earlier joined the class approaches and says to me only that where were you, sir, for so many days, and why you are not advertising, why you are not advertising, and why you are not on various channels. So no, it is not my 100% responsibility to do that. It is the responsibility of you, isn't it, to guide your colleagues. Got my point, no? Afterwards they blame me. Afterwards they blame me. So it's not like that. Okay, let's go ahead now. You have understood this point. Okay, now please understand one point. For UT of Delhi, for UT of Delhi and Puducherry, for UT of Delhi and Puducherry, there continues to be SGST instead of, yes friends, instead of UTGST. Why? As these UTs which we discussed, as these UTs have own state legislature, have their own state legislature. Did you understand? In short, in Delhi, which GST will apply if there is intrastate supply? Yes, so for intrastate supply in Delhi, Puducherry, there shall be charge of CGST plus SGST and not CGST plus UTGST. In spite of the fact that these two are UTs, in spite of the fact that these two are UTs. Is the point very clear to all of you? Fantastic. And now one major thing try to understand, which might be totally new for you. On interstate supply, there shall be charge of dash. On interstate supply, there shall be charge of dash. So we knew this, that there is a charge of IGST. I know that you know there is a charge of IGST. I am not talking about that. Yes, there is IGST on interstate supply. My critical question to you is, this IGST will belong to which government? That is my critical question. So this is a misconception that central government is misconception. GST follows dash model. Dual model. Then how do you think that in interstate supply entire revenue will go to central government? Correct? So Ishwari, Kirti, you are on the correct lines. It will be revenue of both. Yes, Pratik. Let's check. It will be revenue of both central as well as state government. I'll just give you example. Say Mr. P from Maharashtra gives service to ABC Limited from Karnataka. Here, what is location of supplier? Here location of supplier is, tell me. location of supplier of service. Yes, here location of supplier is Maharashtra, while place of supply, which is the place of supply here? Yes, while place of supply is Karnataka. What exactly is place of supply? We will learn afterwards. But understand, Mr. P from Maharashtra gives service to ABC Limited from Karnataka. Location of supply is Maharashtra, while place of supply is Karnataka. Therefore, this is dash supply. Therefore, this is an interstate supply and will be chargeable to IGST. Accepted? And therefore will be chargeable to IGST. Now see what will happen. Now Mr. P, that is supplier, will collect, what he will collect? Will collect IGST from whom? From ABC Limited and deposit it with whom? Deposit it with central government. Yes or no? Now, what will CG do? Now, central government will keep 50% with them as their share. And mind you, my dear friends, and balance what? And balance 50%. What will happen with balance 50%? And balance 50% will be transferred to dash government. Which state government? State government I understood. Which state government? Will be transferred to Karnataka state government. Why Karnataka state government? Balance 50% will be transferred to Karnataka state government as fantastic destination. You are saying destination of supply. Very good. As destination of supply. As destination of supply is Karnataka. Did you all get it in depth? Amazing. As destination of supply is Karnataka. Did you really understand? Yes. Now, just one thing. Then why such IGST is said asked to be collected? Okay. Why IGST is asked to be collected in this case? Do you know the logic? Logic is, understand, Mr. P does not have registration under GST in Karnataka. Yes or no? Where will Mr. P be having registration under GST? Maharashtra, absolutely. In Maharashtra. But 50% of the tax is to be paid to Karnataka government. So he is unable to pay that. So Mr. P does not have registration under GST in Karnataka. To whom he has to pay? To whom he has to pay 50% of GST. Hence, it is asked to him to pay IGST, of which 50% is remitted to Karnataka government by central government. Accepted? How many of you are there who understood this for the first time? This logic. Be honest and tell me. You all knew that on interstate supply there is IGST. But why IGST? Yes. Getting the point. So of course this CS professional level is going to demand in-depth knowledge. Fantastic. Good. You should be honest in whatever answers you are giving me. Honesty is the best and only policy which you should follow in the class. Achha, so 3 of you understood it new. Others already had the knowledge of why IGST. Fantastic. Very good. Chalo, let's go ahead. So, do you promise me that you will complete this notebook today? Yes, you promise me that you will complete the notebook. Yes, of course. Very good. Good. I may ask you someone to send the photos. Okay. So randomly at evening 8 o'clock today, I will ask. At evening 8 o'clock today, I will ask any one of you to send the photos of today's discussion. Will that do? Will you send? Fantastic. Very good. So, my dear friends, for today we can wind up. We can end the class for today. Tomorrow what we will do is, we will see what is the body of GST law. Okay? Yes, I am going to send you the Excel copy. Excel sheet I am going to send you immediately after the batch. Immediately after today's day I am going to send you the Excel sheet. Okay? And I am going to put the date also. Today's date is 28/10. This is session 1. So lot of details I will put in the basics, introduction and basics. So what happens whenever you open Excel sheet, you understand what was discussed in that session. So 28/10 is the date. It is session 1 and basics are discussed today. Basics of GST. Correct? Tomorrow we will discuss body of GST law. Body of GST law means from which acts you have to understand GST. That is called as body of GST law. So that body of GST law we will learn or we will know tomorrow. And my challenge to you is, before the batch ends, or rather before GST ends, everyone will be knowing GST section wise, subsection wise, clause wise, subclause wise, explanation, proviso. Each and everything you are going to know section wise, subsection wise. That is my challenge. How we are going to do that, I will tell you tomorrow. Okay? Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Thank you.